Take one, unfiltered, not scripted, no cuts. This is a really tough subject. Let's talk about rape. Um, I just been seeing a lot of different videos of like what rape is, what it's not, what's right, what's wrong. I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think rape is the most controversial subject ever. Now, the reason why I want to talk about it is because one, it's a really big deal, but also I just want to get my thoughts about the subject, how personal things can get. I think it's one of the most horrible crimes you can commit. There are different varying levels of things, of course. Like, I think chopping up your fucking hands and burning your skin with acid and doing other things is much more, but like, in terms of like, how do I say this? Like, the most basic form of a crime, if that makes sense. The reason why I want to talk about this is because there's a lot of like discourse with stuff. It's a very complicated subject, and I don't want to like act like I'm the expert at everything because I'm not. Of course not. This is just my opinion. This is just what I want to talk about and how I feel about the subject. So starting off, I've been hearing a lot of coercion stuff. You know, there's this video, so I think everyone saw it. It's like, if you tell a girl, no, if a girl tells you like no multiple times, but then they give him, that's rape. And I want to say that the subject of the law, it's very complicated. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I think rape is also very, like, it could also be very complicated too. Well, the simple act is that you force yourself upon someone in a sexual manner and do certain things against someone's will. That's what rape is. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because what's against someone's will? Let's just say, for example, that you say like you say yes to somebody, right? You do it, whatever, but in your mind you're like no. So does that mean they raped you? You get the consent, but you didn't feel like you wanted it, but you just, And the reason why I asked this question is because I think we're getting a lot of discourse on this subject in society. I think society treats this in a very simplistic way when it's one of the most complicated subjects. The reason why I bring up that video is because it's very simplistic. That's why it's just saying, oh, if you just say no multiple times, but then you give in, then it's just automatic. But it doesn't work like that. The moral premise is that you are forced upon, someone forces you to do sexual stuff with them, and forcefully. And there's also a lot of other discourses about people who falsely accuse and stuff, about punishments or whatever. And I'm just saying, like, it's a very complicated subject. Because let's just say, for example, there's also that, like, I think rapists, like, are like tier 1 evil, right? And then you got the normal people who just accuse for no reason. Maybe not, maybe some reason, but the reason why I say this is because I think also that subject is complicated too. Like, I've also been seeing a lot of men, like, say that false accusers should get the death penalty and deserve the same punishment as the rapists, and I disagree with that too. But I just want to talk about the nuances about the subject, no particular cases, whatever, just the subject of it, of how complex things can get, because it's a very complex subject. We all treat it like it's simple, but there's so many different variables, because that's just how life works, right? Like, in court, it's very hard to prove that somebody maliciously accused you of something. And also, at the same time, though, it's also hard to prove that someone raped you. And my point of this video is to spread awareness, treat this subject like very seriously, because there's different degrees of rape too, different levels. I don't think sexually assaulting someone, like grabbing their ass, is the same as forcing them down, assaulting them, doing, because we throw this word around, or sometimes we even censor it, right? Like, I hate that we censor it in media, because it needs to be aware and spread. That's why. It's just very complicated, and we're too far-sighted. One end, you got actual rape victims who aren't believed. Other side, we got men who are accused. And I want to spread this awareness because, again, I'm just repeating myself, not really scripted, because, again, it's a complicated subject. Just giving my opinion. Another thing. It's just horrible. Everyone knows it's bad. And I have a family member who has been trafficked and raped. I'm not going to bring much attention to it, because, but knowing that it's just hard. And it's tough. It's really tough. And knowing what some people go through, it sucks, man. Because now we're having people who just assume everything's rape. That's my point, is that people think they're taking this seriously, but they're actually not. Because just because you think in your mind you're taking this seriously, actually doing the right thing, actually doing something about it, is taking it seriously. You just saying rape is bad, that's not taking it seriously. You actually knowing the facts and actually researching and actually trying to understand what it's like is taking it seriously. I'm starting to really be aggravated with people who just don't take it seriously, because y'all just overreact and actually don't try to understand the nuances of different subjectivities, and you're just all narrow-minded. Just because you feel bad about something, just because you feel disgusted, that does not mean you take it seriously. That's just you just being disgusted by it. You actually taking it seriously is actually learning the facts, actually trying to be compassionate, trying to get both sides, knowing the facts first. Like, for example, like court cases, right? You just assume that, let's just say, for example, David, right? You just assume that he killed her. You actually don't know that, though. You use evidence and stuff to make that conclusion, but you actually don't know. And this is my problem with society, is that people actually do not know. They actually do not know. And I'm sorry for all the victims who have to go through this. To go through banters of, like, what actually is rape. If a girl is disgusted but like gives in. I'm sorry to say, but that's not rape. If you're disgusted by someone, you just sleep with them. That's not rape. There's different levels. There's different, because there's a standard, right? Because there are actually rape victims who can't do anything about rape. There are rape victims who actually can't do anything about the situation they are. And I'm just hearing some people say, oh, he raped her, did this and that. My problem is with you people, because you actually do not know. And how you treat the subject, you want attention. You want all these followers, but you actually do not know. You actually do not know what it's like. You know why? Because I don't know. I'm not talking to the rape victims who've actually been through and speak their experiences. No. Because they're not looking for drama. As a matter of fact, most rape victims actually do not want social media attention at all. Most of them. Obviously, everyone sometimes, But yeah. Again, there's also different levels too. And all forms of rape is wrong, but there's also different forms of levels too. Like, they're all wrong. But again, you can't just treat everything like it's the same thing. Because in that case, then the worst version of that crime is justifiable as the least harmful version. And again, I say this because it's a complicated subject. My claim is this: rape is a complicated subject, and everyone should study into certain cases about what actually happened. The best thing you can do as a person, just shut the fuck up. Shut up. There's no words there to fully recover from an experience like that. Y'all need to shut the fuck up about that. Y'all are also saying that the accusers are more wrong. Yes, I agree. Those people are also horrible too. But I also see a lot of you saying that they are just as bad as rapists. As much as they're horrible people, no, they're not. They're not. People who falsely accuse other innocent people of rape are not as bad as rapists. That's I also hate that fact that it's like, oh, if you're a bystander, you're also just as bad as them. Maybe relative to how good of a person you are compared to, no, but you're just not. But I also have to say that I hate you people who also say that certain things are rape when it's just fucking not. For starters, you guys have certain powers. You can do certain things. If you give in, it's not rape. And the reason why I say this is why I tell you, because there's just certain things that you cannot do. That there are certain things that just slip by. Like, for example, let's just say if you just said no multiple times and you gave in, no restraint, whatever. They didn't threaten you. They just asked you. You said no in a certain way, right? Because again, my point is situations are complicated. You don't know how they said no. You don't know any of these things. You have to use specific examples because every single rape case is specific. That's why. Not all rape cases are the same. So shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't know because by you treating it like it's the same, like all rape cases are the same, you are the problem because every single individual has different circumstances, different things that happen to them. So you just need to shut up because you actually do not know. You do not know what it's like. And I speak about this. I don't know what it's like, but at least I know a little enough to know that it's bad and to feel sympathy. And to actually, instead of just say, sorry, actually understand the situation and just leave it alone. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people just want to push it away, or some people want to talk about it. So, sorry, I got off a tangent. As I was saying, let's just say, for example, you just saying no a bunch and then you give in. There's no threat, no whatever, because law is complicated. The reason why laws are also in place is because there are certain loopholes you could find. Let's just say for the accusers, right? Let's just say, for example, he raped me. Did he force you? No, but I just didn't like it or whatever. I just didn't like it. Like, I said no, but I said yes. Because I just felt like it. But, yeah, he raped me. The reason why this is also very complicated is because, like, again, like, and if that was the case, if that coercion was the case, do you know what would happen? The accuser would have far more leverage. Certain things, certain aspects, he looked at me the wrong way. She looked at me the wrong way. Well, it's mostly, the false accusers are mostly girls, but the rapists are mostly guys. We know why. And also, I hate that dumb shit too. I hate that dumb shit that y'all say that men are just rapists. People in power are rapists. We just happen to be stronger. I guarantee you, well, to be fair, since we men are in power, you know, most of us happen to be rapists. Yes, I do agree that men are just generally more rapists. We all know that. But we're not born with it. It's just because we're more. Do you know how many women rapists there are? Not a lot, but still more than there should be. It's people in power who are the rapists. Okay? There's a reason why people get raped. Because higher people in power have more leverage to force themselves upon. Which is a fact. I also hate that dumb shit too. It's like, you should be scared of all men. That's the... See, all is not all. If that's the case, then the guy who's raped 100 women is just as good as a guy who's innocent. You actually, by y'all putting us together, putting men together, and treating everything the same, and as well as y'all dumbass men who just say, oh, well, a woman is always wrong. No. It's not as simple as that, but, like, I'm using hyperbole to, like, kind of get my point across. Y'all are also dumb as fuck. A lot of you are just dumb because you actually just do not know what the hell you're talking about. But I was saying, man, woman, children, it's just people in power. Power is the main problem. And there's a lot of women who also just discredit others, victims. That coercion shit, bro. Like, there's different levels, like I said. And you have to do something. As much as it's hard to, you have to use as much power as possible to stop that encounter. It might seem hard, but you have to do everything you can to set that boundary. Everything you can. Because if you don't, because loopholes, right? The way the law works, if you don't insert yourself with your boundaries, then, you know, but you're afraid of certain things. Regardless, bad things are going to happen to you. That's just the way of the world. The world is cruel. The world is never not going to be cruel. Problems will never be fixed. It just won't. Just won't. There's 8 billion people in the world. How many of those people do you think are evil as hell? So what I'm saying is, I'm talking to people who are just dumb as fuck. This is for the woman. If a guy is asking you for sex, just say no. Block him. Be very clear with it. You have to be very clear with it. Even though you're afraid, oh, he might leave. Yeah, but it's not rape though, because in that scenario, false accusers have more leverage if that was the case. And the reason why I say this is because rape is a very complex, subjective subject. I'm just seeing clips of people putting out certain things, and I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? What are you actually talking about? You do not make any sense at all. This is a long video. This is not a long enough video. Y'all just do not make sense. I don't understand what your point is. You want videos and clicks. Y'all are sensitive. Because y'all just think rape is just rape. It's just, but there's different levels. There's different, and I'm saying this because it's very hard to gauge. Hard to know what someone's been through. And the case is because of how humanity works, how there's evil from all different sides. All different sides. And it's very rough. Complex, I say. Knowing what someone's going through. Knowing what someone's been through. I'm just a kid. I'm 18. I don't know anything, but I'm just saying my opinions. It's a very horrible subject. And y'all treat it like, because y'all don't know. And I'm not treating it seriously enough. I don't think I am because I don't know. But I'm treating it as seriously as I can. Treating it as seriously as I can because if I've been raped, I would feel horrible. I would feel helpless. I would feel scared. I would feel mad. I would feel like I'm weak. Because a lot of you guys do not actually know what the hell you're talking about. Y'all treat everything like it's the same. You have to do certain things. And everything's not going to be handed to you. Because there's actually rape victims who have no power. You guys, some of you have power to not get raped. Some of you do. And the ones who don't, I feel bad for. Because there was nothing they could do. Nothing they could do. At all. They weren't taken seriously. Cops let the guy go. My sister was... I slept up. But it's because it's so emotional to me, that's why. The guy got away. He got away. A lot of people get away. Because I don't want to live in this world. A lot of evil in this world. A lot of evil. Again, rape is a bad thing. All forms of it is evil. But the main claim is that rape is forcing upon sexual things to someone unconsensually. That's what rape is. But I also say that there are different levels of different understanding because you cannot treat everything like it's the same. You could treat all like it's bad, but different levels of bad, different types of bad. And some of y'all are gonna misinterpret what I'm saying, by the way, and fuck y'all, bro. Cause I'm just saying it's all bad. Y'all are basically gonna say, oh, well, yes, I'm saying it's all bad, but like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's all bad. It's all bad, bro. It's horrible. I'm gonna end it at like the 30-minute mark because I don't want to make it actually too long, but yeah, again, there's different levels because are they forcing you? You have to do whatever you can to not get raped. And I'm saying that in the most caring and helpful way as possible. You have to. Because in the court of law, you're not getting bailed out, unfortunately. If you don't have any power, then God bless you, bro. I'm not gonna say that there's anything I can do to help you guys, girls, who've been through all that stuff, because I can't. But I could try. Abused. It's a deep subject, man. It's a serious subject, man. And y'all treat it like it's not serious. Y'all don't even know what serious is. Yeah. I hope this gets views so you guys could be aware. That's why. I search up stories and it feels like I'm helpless. There's nothing I could do to help them. Because you can never help someone who's been raped. Well, I don't want to go with absolutes, but you get what I'm trying to say. And y'all are treating this like it's not serious. Y'all have to do whatever you can because it's the worst thing that can happen to you. It's the worst thing. If you really, you have to sometimes be strong. Because if a guy is just, like that, but they manage to convince you, and you have to, who fucking cares? Because regardless, and I get it. If you're afraid of them, doing worse stuff, regardless, you're gonna have to be strong. Because they will do worse things. They will manipulate you. They will manipulate you, do bad things, and as much as they feel bad, there's a lot of different cases. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of different scenarios. Y'all can't just put one and one together. Y'all, I also can't just say that accusers should just go to jail because, like, if you're falsely accused of being a false accuser, then yeah, that's horrible, and but that's just the way the world works, and it's unfortunate and it sucks. What I do want to say about false accusers, though, is if they are found to be a false accuser, whatever, then shame them. Just shame them. Don't hire them or whatever. Just but don't put them in, because again, like, it ruins it for everyone. That's why, see, this is the way the world works. That's what I'm saying to you. That's my point. There's different scenarios, different ways, different manipulation. You can't just say because a girl is ached by a guy but sleeps with him anyways, that's rape. No, you can't say that. Because again, there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen. The reason why the world works the way it works is because of bad people. That's why. If everyone was good, we wouldn't need certain things. The laws would be lighter, but because people are bad, we have to do certain things. There's different scenarios, that's why. See, that's my point. It's just not, it does, like, just saying no isn't enough. You actually got to do stuff because there's the way the world works sucks. Because a good lawyer could just argue, oh, maybe she wasn't feeling good at the time. Maybe she wasn't forced, but he asked again. So if y'all really want to take rape seriously, here's what you do. Do your research on the victim. Don't treat every rape case like it's the same. As a matter of fact, don't treat every case like it's the same, but especially for rape, because it's the most complex subject, in my opinion. Don't treat every case like it's the same. Know both sides first. As much as you want to get reactionary, but you want to just believe, know both sides first. Try not to be biased. Know both sides first. Have your own subjective opinions, because, again, the moral principle of rape, one more time, effectively what it is forcing other people basically to do sexual things unconsensually. That's basically what it is. There's a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different cases. There's so many different cases where it's like, that 40 days in hell shit always gets to me. It is so disturbing what happened, and the guys just got off free. You see how crazy that is? You see how crazy that actually fucking is? And y'all want to say that's the fucking same thing as just grabbing someone's ass. Yeah, no. Grabbing someone's ass unconsensually is also very bad too. But again, you can't treat everything as like the same, because you're also, by you treating that the same as this, you're also saying those guys are basically you're basically saying that those guys are as good as the guy who just grabbed ass. Well, also, you could also say that it's sexual assault. Different thing, right? Sexual assault, rape, etc. Different things. But see, it's 1-to-1, right? Different scenarios. You could also say, what if in my mind, an accuser could also say, oh, I just didn't feel like it. Or no. What? Divinity, I'm busy. What is it? And then you'll feed him, right? You'll feed him, right? You're gonna feed him, right? Okay. But yeah, in conclusion, don't be an asshole and be smart.